Hey everyone! Today we're going to start our nail refill series. To kick our series off, I'm going to be showing you the steps of service on my client's 4-week Grow Out overlay. So grab a notebook and a pen and get ready to take notes while we go over the service steps. Before we get started really quick, if you could just leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful. Not only would I appreciate it so much, it would let the YouTube algorithm know that you want to see more content like this. Okay, so let's get into step 1. That's going to be removing any stones, pearls, or other 3D elements that are higher up than the surface level of the nail. If it's an element that you've adhered some way, whether using gel or nail glue, you're going to want to use an old set of cuticle nippers to gently pry them off. Step 2 is going to be to go in with your carbide bit and you're going to shorten the nail and take down the old apex. This step should remove the majority of the color from the nail, however you should leave a perimeter around the edge that you will take off with a more gentle bit. Next, we're going to fit a medium sanding band to a mandrel and we're going to use that to refine our shape and the removal. It's at this point that you will get the majority of whatever color is remaining on the enhancement part. Even though it's more gentle, you still want to be extra careful not to etch into the natural nail. Speaking of being careful, for step 4, we're going to finish file the shape with a hand file, and what I'm doing here is scoring the edges so that you don't cut your client with them. Now, next to building with the products, I found filing to be the second most challenging aspect of working with enhancements when I started out. Reason being is that you're sort of seeing this lumpy shape and you don't really understand how to file into it yet. You don't really understand what angles to be looking for because you're taking in so much information when you're first learning. So I have a filing pattern that I use and I still use it to this day. And you may be wondering, what is a filing pattern? Well, we're going to get into that and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of every detailed part of the steps when we get to each video in the series. Back on track to step 5, this is when you're going to gently push back the cuticles on every finger, followed by removing any non-living tissue that is stuck to the nail plate or the skin surrounding the nail. I'll be showing you how to perform this step using a dry manicure technique, which for me was a complete game changer when it came to my product retention. This is when my sets would start coming back 4 or more weeks later with no lifting. Step 7, you're going to use your buffing sponge to buff the nail and all of the dry skin surrounding the nail. Anything more than a medium grip buffing sponge is going to be too abrasive for the natural nail plate. Step 8 is to clean and cleanse the nail plate. I remove the dust with a manicure brush and a nail cleanser, and then I use a lint-free wipe and acetone to ensure there are 0 oils left on the nail plate. Leave a comment if you know how many times I just said nail plate. Okay, and our removal and our nail prep is now complete. This is usually when the client will admire their natural nails. Now it's time to start applying our enhancement products. Step 9 is going to be to add your primer. This step will be the same for most enhancement products that you use: acrylic, builder gels, whether it's hard or soft, hybrid gels like Acrogel or Polygel. Most enhancement products are going to have a primer because that is going to prep your nail plate to adhere to the product. Step 10, you're going to apply your base coat. This step is not going to apply to everybody. Not every nail system or every type of nail enhancement requires a base coat. And for step 11, you're going to start sculpting your refill with your enhancement product. This step is going to be difficult not only if you are new to nail enhancements, but also if you're using a product that is new to you. Sculpting enhancements is an incredibly difficult thing to learn because in order to do it, you effectively have to learn how to use whatever product you're working with. And essentially the way you do that is by just working with it for hundreds of hours. So try not to get discouraged if any aspect of this looks like it's a lot easier than it actually feels when you're trying to do it. I should also mention that this client receives a soft gel overlay as their service, so I'm using a soft gel to do the overlay for their refill. Step 12, you're going to wipe away the tacky layer that's left over on top of your enhancement. Most enhancement products will do this. It's called the dispersion layer. And this is the part of the service where I start feeling like I'm in the home stretch. I can almost start the fun part, the nail art, the creative process. For step 13, you're going to go in with a hand file and you're going to finish file the enhancement. No matter how clean I lay down my overlay, if I skip this step, I swear the nails just look a little less sleek, a little less natural, and I have spoiled my clients with a highly detailed service. I don't know what to say. There's no going back once you start finish filing your enhancements. All right, and your last step, step 14, you're going to scrub and cleanse the nail. And now you have a blank canvas that's ready to add nail art to. Speaking of nail art, if you don't know what to do, why don't you check out one of my nail art tutorials for inspiration. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. And if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe so that you can keep following along with more free nail tutorials. Have any questions about this video? Comment below.